Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Gary with the Get Some podcast. And my guest this week is...
This motherfucker Gary.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Gary Owen with the Get Some podcast. As always, I'm going to start with my schedule. This weekend, I'm in Tacoma, Washington at Nate Jackson's Super Funny Comedy Club. That's August 16th through the 18th. And then next week, I'm in Hartford, Connecticut at the Funny Bone, August 23rd to the 25th. We're going to end August in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania at the Helium Comedy Club. That's August 30th through September 1st. And then I'm in Hawaii, September 6th and 7th at the Blue Note. And then September 9th, I'm in Kona. And I will have that to you next week, that venue, because we just locked that date up. So never been on the Big Island to perform. So it's going to be my first time in Kona performing. And then let's go through September 13th to the 15th. I'm in Greensboro, North Carolina at Comedy Zone. And then September 20th to the 22nd, I'm in Richmond, Virginia at the Funny Bone. September 27th to the 29th, I'm in Virginia Beach at the Funny Bone. And then, October 4th through the 6th, I'm in Dayton, Ohio at the Funny Bone. And, yeah, then I got a lot of clubs after that. So, let me think. So that's what I got. So that was my schedule. Last week, I was in 4 cities in 4 days. So I'm tired. I was in Shreveport, Louisiana last Thursday. Tucson, Arizona, Friday, Biloxi, Mississippi, Saturday, and Jackson, Mississippi on Sunday. Now, for those of you who lived under a rock, 50 Cent just took over Shreveport, Louisiana last week. I left on Friday. It was a whole weekend-long thing. So last week I told you the lineup. It was disgusting. There were so many heavy hitters on the lineup. And then it was funny because there was like 20 comics. So 50 had like 10 comics go up. Then he had Moneybagg Yo, DaBaby, Master P, Mooney Long, the girl that sings the Twins song. They performed like a mini concert. It was an hour long. And then we come back after the concert and 10 more comics go up. And all respect to all the comedians, but especially the comedians that went on after the concert. Because it was like Michael Blackson had to go up right after DaBaby just went up. And then Nate Jackson went up after him. I went up after Nate. Then DC Young Fly went up. And then Earthquake. And then all respect to Matt Rife. Earthquake is not the easiest guy to follow after all that and that audience, which is definitely an urban audience. And then Matt did his thing. And then Bill Bellamy went up, Andrew Schultz, Lavelle, and then Cat Williams closed it out. And like I said, Dave Chappelle was the surprise guest. Nobody knows he was going to be there. And then afterwards, when I tell you, they had me. It was funny. They had me, Matt, Andrew, and Earthquake on the same floor because the place doesn't really have a lot of dressing rooms. Honestly, it's kind of a pit. A little bit where he had the venue, the municipal auditorium. But one thing I noticed when we walked down there was a jail cell. I go, why got a jail cell in an auditorium? And then they kept saying that's where they filmed the Samuel L. Jackson, Bernie Mac movie Soul Man. The jail scene, it was right there. That's all they kept telling me. We walked by it's so weird when you walk into a venue and you see a jail cell, like a real jail cell, not a fake one. So the thing about me and these big events, once you go through the hallway, I was on the 4th floor. So every floor I got to go up, you got to go through a cavalcade of people. And you're seeing the comics. And then when you got rappers there, they got entourage. And the contact high was ridiculous. Like, I was hungry. I got hungrier every floor I went to because there was so much weed being smoked in those hallways. And it's like you got to make your way through. And what's up, man? You're taking pictures. Then when I finally get up to the 4th floor where my dressing room is, you finally can decompress. And it was cool because I got some one-on-one time with Rife. I got some one-on-one time with Schultz. I got some one-on-one time with Earthquake. I keep forgetting Quake's from D.C. He's a Washington Commanders fan, so we got to chop it up. So once the all these highlight videos came out and I saw everybody giving shouts out to like, yo, Fifth, thanks, bringing everybody into Shreveport. I'm not in none of them because I never left my dressing room. I just kind of stay in my own zone. And then I got to meet everybody one-on-one at one point, but I kind of I enjoyed just honestly the one-on-one time I had with Matt to talk, one-on-one time I had with Schultz to talk, and one-on-one time I had with Quake to talk. Those are the people, because they didn't really have dressing rooms. What we had black curtains. It just kind of separated us because, like I said, there's too many comics to have all those dressing rooms. But yeah, shout out to 50. And then he built this sphere thing in the middle of downtown Shreveport. You got the Vegas has the sphere. This was the baby of it, and it was temporary. But man, after the show, I had Brad with me. Everybody knows my guy Brad, and then we went back to the hotel, and I said, I want to gamble a little bit. But we were staying, at the casinos are right there. So we walked around the casino. Everybody was going to the Sphere thing. They called it the 50 Dome. And was it the G Unit Dome, the G Dome? So we went over there, and that was fun. Got to see Joseph Sikora again. I haven't seen him in a while. Just all the comedians. We were just lounging around, and then all of a sudden, it got to about 1:30, and I said, I got to get up early. My flight's at 6 because I'm in Tucson, Arizona Friday. So I'm leaving. We can't figure out how to get out of there. So I remember me, Matt Rife, Matt Sky, and Brad, we're lost because it's a dome, and there's different exits. I didn't realize one of the exits led to outdoor bathroom areas, but everything was fenced off, so we couldn't get out. Another area where people was smoking hookah and outside like a smoking lounge. We went through that door, couldn't get out. So the only exit and entrance was the front door. We finally get out of there, and we're walking. All of a sudden, and I'm not exaggerating, 2 buses pull up. Not sprinters, buses, strippers. He must have brought in every stripper from Atlanta and New York. They just kept coming. And we just kept looking is this ever going to end? It was and it was every type of stripper. I saw an Asian. I saw a white. I saw a black. I saw a big booty. I saw big titties. I saw scars. I saw tats. I saw bad boob jobs. I saw bad BBLs. I saw great BBLs. I saw great boob jobs. I saw every gamut. Bad teeth, good teeth. Bad makeup, good makeup. Bad weave, good weave. He brought them all. So everybody was satisfied that weekend. Listen, I wouldn't go to Shreveport this week unless you super sanitize your room because there was some debauchery going on that weekend. I'll tell you that. I left Friday. I could just imagine the people there for the weekend. I was like, whoa. Let me tell you something. So, I'm sorry, my flight was at 7 in the morning. I came down to the lobby at 5:30 to head to the Shreveport airport, and I literally saw 5 dudes and 5 girls that I saw in the G-Dome when I left at 1:30. The party was still going. I think they were eating breakfast. I was they looked so done though. And I could tell the dudes was still putting in work trying to get with these females. I was like, dudes don't stop. If you ever go to a nightclub, it's never a woman being the last one to leave. It's always a dude. Dudes don't give up, bro. And I can tell these dudes was not giving up. Hopefully it worked out for you, fellas. I saw you on the way out. One interaction I had that was cool, though, was Gilly from the podcast, the $1 Million podcast. Hold on, I'm looking it up. $1 Million Worth of Game podcast. Gilly came up to me, and we might have met each other once or twice, but it was funny. He comes up to me, smashed me on my back. I look over, we dap it up, and I said, yo, man, I saw you about a year ago. This is no lie. I saw him at the Baha Mar in the Bahamas, and he looked like he'd been playing blackjack for 3 days straight and hadn't won one hand. He was leaning against the pole. He looked down. I was going to come back, what's up, man? But I don't assume everybody knows who I am. So I thought I made eye contact with him, but he looked right through me. And that's when I went, oh, he going through it tonight. So I didn't say nothing to him. So when I saw him, I said, yo, I saw you about a year ago in the Bahamas at the Baha Mar. And he immediately went, oh. I was like, it looked like they took you for everything. He goes, yo, that was not a good week for me. So my instincts were right. When he did see me, he didn't really see me at the Baha Mar. He was looking right through me because, they took him for a little bit of cash. Other than that, I didn't meet anybody really new. I kind of knew everybody there already. But, man, the cool thing about the whole weekend is, and Nate Jackson touched on it on a social media post, when I say no issues, there was no issues. No, there was no robberies. There was no shootings. There was no fights. I saw a video of some guys that look like blue-collar workers, some brothers, and they were just thanking 50 for the work. They was like, thanks, man, you know, work's been tough, but now we was able to, I guess they were working the G-Dome, helping build it, and, just blue-collar work, man. They were young guys, and they were just thanking 50 for the employment, and then I swear he had every cop on payroll that weekend. There was police everywhere, but it wasn't like police that were intimidating. They were just there. I asked one cop for directions. Everyone said hello. I got pictures with some cops. One cop was giving these guys a speeding ticket, and then afterwards he he asked for a picture. He had the guys on hold. He said, hold on. Got a picture of me and went back to writing the ticket. And I go, are you writing those guys a ticket? He goes, yeah, they good. They'll wait. I was like, all right. So, yeah, I never seen an entire city just in sequence seamlessly working together. The law enforcement, I went and saw I didn't stay for the celebrity basketball game, but I went and saw where they had it. And when I walked in that venue, one of the guys working there was like, he basically looked at him, and I said something about 50 Cent. He goes, man, whatever that guy wants, he's going to get. He said it like he was so thankful 50 was there. The guy's about to put Shreveport on the map. I'm telling you, wouldn't be surprised if there's going to be a Ritz-Carlton there in less than 5 years, or the equivalent. I remember when Indianapolis got the Super Bowl, 12, 13 years ago, and they built that brand new JW Marriott. And I remember I was one of the first people to stay in it, and I asked somebody there, I said, you built this for the Super Bowl? They said, as soon as we got approved for the Super Bowl, construction started going on the JW Marriott. So I wouldn't be shocked if Shreveport's about to have an influx of nice hotels, better casinos. Everything's going to be upgraded. I've just never seen one man take over a city like that. Like Tyler Perry, he kind of Atlanta was already established, and he did build his studio in a not great part of town, and then he bought the military base and made that, and that's so impressive. But Atlanta was Atlanta. It's a big city. To go somewhere like Shreveport and just take it over, I don't think I've ever seen anybody do that to that level. No issue. I mean, when you walked around Shreveport, they had 50 land. They had 50 fit. He built like a park where kids could go play and do jungle gyms and stuff like that. He had everything. I never seen nothing like it. It was 50 land, basically. And then all the strippers. It was something to see. You had to be there. If he does it next year, I would go. I did Tycoon Fest 2 years ago in Houston for 50, and that was funny because that didn't have a lot of issues except for the R&B singers. Trey Songz was acting up that weekend. Somebody else was acting up. I was like, it's the R&B dudes. There was none of that this weekend in Shreveport. And I made phone calls. I stayed in touch with people that was there. I said, how's it going? Everybody's like, dude, it's going smooth. Everybody having a ball. And so, yeah, it was cool. It was real cool, man. I'm glad I was a part of it. Shouts out to Chanel CH for putting me on the show. And, it was just cool. It was cool. So, enough about that. So you got 50, who's doing his thing, killing it, becoming a mogul, on his way to being a billionaire. And then you got Tyrese. And Tyrese and me have a love-hate relationship. I don't have nothing bad to say about the guy, but I don't know what he was thinking singing the National Anthem and put the fake beard on and dress like Marvin Gaye. And Tyrese can sing. He don't even do any of that. But he just be doing too much sometimes. I was like, what was the goal? And who in his circle said that's a good idea? You can't replicate Marvin Gaye, baby. that national anthem, leave it alone. And that's the thing. Tyrese doesn't need that. He can sing it on his own, but it was just ridiculous. It was too much. The fake beard, it was so fake. It looked like a Tubi movie. It looked like he was playing Marvin Gaye in a Tubi movie. And that's what it looked like. And I just don't know what the goal was. What was the purpose? He dressed like he was in the 70s and everything else, and I was just going, what? Just sing, and it was a preseason game. It didn't even count. He didn't even do it for a game that really counts. Like, nobody's watching a preseason game except parents and uncles. So, yeah, I was like, that honestly was probably the most watched thing about that game in L.A. that day was Tyrese chilling Marvin Gaye, but it just looked ridiculous. I thought when I first saw it, I saw it on like social media. I said, "Oh, he must be doing a movie." Like I remember when that movie Rudy, that scene where he sacked the quarterback against Georgia Tech in that movie. They filmed that at halftime of a Notre Dame game, and they just brought everybody in. They filmed it because they knew they would have 100,000 people in the stands, and they edited it so it looked like that. I go, when I first saw it, I was like, "Oh, he must be doing a movie or something." No, he just did it to do it. I just don't know what the goal was. Like, what was you hoping to achieve with that? That's what I didn't get. So, yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. And so, here's another thing that happened in Shreveport too. People's mindsets are funny to me. There's a couple things that happened to me this week that tells you a lot about people's mindsets. One, when I get to Shreveport, soon as I get there, before I can check into my hotel, I get something to eat down at the restaurant bar, and Team USA is playing France in the gold medal game, and they were losing. No. Sorry. They were playing Serbia. It was the semifinals, a gold medal, and I'm watching, and they were down by like 13 or something in the second half. And I said, they can't lose this game, man. It's probably one of the biggest upsets in Olympic history. And this guy at the bar goes, they're going to lose, man. They don't play as a team. They're not a team. They don't play together. And I go, well, okay, by your reasoning, Serbia doesn't play together either because it's the Olympic team. Jokic's playing for the Nuggets, and the other guys are playing in Europe somewhere. So all the teams are just thrown together. But the way he said it, there's no way, man. Just USA, selfish. And I'm going, I looked at Brad, I said, I hope they come back and beat the fuck out of these dudes. And they end up beating the fuck out of them in the end. But just a mindset, like, man, selfish. They don't deserve it. You know what I mean? It was just, he just was negative. And I almost engaged with them. And then I realized, oh, this is pointless. I'm just going to leave this alone. It's like when people argue over LeBron and Jordan, who's the greatest. I've never seen anybody change their mind. I've never seen somebody who's better, LeBron or Jordan, in the middle of the conversation. Somebody goes, you know what, you're right. Yeah, LeBron is better. You know what, you're right. Michael Jordan is better than LeBron. Never in my life have I seen somebody change their mind in the middle of that discussion. So it's kind of pointless to have. That's what I felt like talking to this dude about USA and and Serbia. So so that's what I'm talking about, mindset. And then there was last week I told you about the black girls at Starbucks that recognized me, and then I said I was on the phone with my cousin, and I said, "Oh man, these black baristas want a picture real quick. They bothering me." And then the white lady went, "Oh," and got scared. So why is it we pulled that clip and we posted that clip last week on my TikTok, my Facebook, my Instagram, and it was already on YouTube. Why is it most of the people knew it was a joke and they laughed about it. And then one lady or one guy said something like, you can say whatever you want as long as your heart's in the right place. They said that was cool that those black girls knew your heart, so they knew you were kidding. So it was just funny. And why does there's always this one lady just goes, why are the black girls girls, but the white is a lady? That's what you took out of that? I was like, people just be digging. The black girls were girls because they were young. The white lady was a white lady because she was old. That's why it came out like that. People just be trying to find shit, though. I was like, why's it got to be like that? Why can't it be black ladies and a white girl? Because the black girls were probably 19 and 20, and the white lady was probably 55 or 60. That's why I said it like that. People just be killing me with that stuff. It's just a mindset, man. So, as everybody knows, I'm from Cincinnati, and I was watching The Pivot this week with Ryan Clark, Channing Crowder, and Fred Taylor. One of my favorite podcasts to watch, especially sports, especially this time of year because they just go to all the different training camps. But they interviewed Joe Burrow this week, and Joe Burrow said something that I was like, oh, it just makes sense. It just makes sense why he's locked in like that. He said on Saturdays before games, he don't want to see his parents. Whether he's at the hotel, at his house, he don't want to see him the night before the game. He goes, because come Saturday at about noon, he goes, I'm locked in. I'm focused. I don't have nothing to give anybody. All my focus is on the game at hand. He goes, so I don't want to give my energy to anybody else. I just want to focus. I said, that's a different mindset than most people. That is a Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant mindset. Now, he ain't got the championships yet, but that mindset is exactly what I've always heard about Kobe and Mike. Now, I remember when I first moved to L.A., it was Jordan's last year, and I went and saw him like 2 times. I saw the NBA Finals. I saw Game 6 against the Jazz. Shouts out to Brian Russell for the tickets. And then I saw him play the Clippers earlier that year. And I just remember, some people mingle. You could tell the young dudes are kind of looking at the stands. You could tell there's some bad chicks in the stands. You could tell the young dudes on the bench ain't really focused, things like that. When I tell you, NBA Finals, you expect everybody to be locked in. The Bulls are playing the Clippers. Clippers were terrible. And the Bulls could have been without Jordan. He was so locked in. I saw with my own 2 eyes a guy put his fist out that Jordan knew, and Jordan walked right by him like he didn't exist. I go, oh. And then I remember I was at I feel like I'm name dropping, but I was sharing that story with Jamie Foxx. And we was at Jamie Foxx's house, and this one guy said, yo, I saw Jordan play, and Jordan came and dapped me up right for the game and pounded me in something. And Jamie looked at him. And then I remember me and Jamie was talking later on one-on-one, and Jamie was like, that dude's a liar. And the bad part is I brought the dude to Jamie's house. That's what made it bad. But he goes, yo, your boy's a liar. I said, why do you say that? He was like, Jordan doesn't dap anybody up for any game. Jamie's like, I've seen him play for 5 years now, every year, and he don't say nothing to nobody for the games. He don't acknowledge nobody. And I was like, oh, but the guy I brought to your house, yeah, he dapped him up. I was like, oh, that guy's a liar. And then it's funny because once that got put in my brain, I realized the guy's not really a liar. The guy just used to exaggerate a lot to make himself almost feel important. And then it was funny because I was just like, oh, I started to notice his stories had a little extra sauce on it every time he told it. I was like, you don't have to lie. But he was just like the Jordan dabbing him up right before he walked out. And I was just like, the way Jamie pulled me aside, he goes, yeah, your boy's a liar. I was like, huh? Your boy's a liar. Jordan don't slap nobody's hand. Dap it up. And that's what it was. So Jamie told me that, and then the next time I saw Jordan play, the Bulls are playing the Clippers, and I realized, oh, shit, he don't dap nobody up. The NBA Finals is different, but I was like, he don't dap nobody up. So, yeah, my boy was a liar. That's weird when you realize your boy's a liar. And then since I'm on Michael Jordan, there was a video going around of his son doing a white substance. in Europe in the middle of the ocean with this girl, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, Michael Jordan's son's doing coke." I go, it's not a huge deal. Like I've never done any kind of drugs except weed. I'm not even weed head. I'll smoke it socially, but Len Bias scared me from ever doing coke. When that dude died, I think I was like in 4th, 5th grade, and then I didn't realize. From what I hear, he did enough coke to kill a horse. But they made it sound like the news, like that dude did one bump and died. And from then on, I was like, I ain't touching coke. Coke seems so dangerous to me. And then you get in the entertainment business, and you see it everywhere. I was like, oh, everybody else is surviving? I never risked it. I never took a chance. But then to see Michael Jordan's sons doing coke on, like, the Riviera on a yacht, or at some beach club, I go, yeah, that's kind of what I expect, and that's where I'd expect him to do it. I'm more mad at whoever filmed him and released it. That's my issue. It's not people doing coke or smoking weed or whatever. I don't like it when somebody records it and then somehow it gets released. I'm like, keep your circle tight. That's all I'm saying. I learned the hard way. You got to keep your circle tight, people. Guys, I always get nervous no matter where I'm at and phones come out. And I might not be doing anything wrong, but sometimes I just be looking at people like, why is your phone out? Why can't you just be like enjoying the evening? But you got boom, boom, boom. That's why I see a lot of these, some of these parties I hear about, people put their phones away at the door and putting them up. That's why I like there's certain spots in LA, like speakeasies are great to hang out because then they can't have their phones out taking pictures and videos. It's just people are just enjoying the moment. You can kind of let your guard down a little bit. Well, motherfuckers always got their phones out, man. Your guard's always up. Like you're always looking. Because the optics could look wrong. Nothing could be happening, but the optics could look wrong. So, man, I don't know. You can tell it gets on my nerves. It wasn't Michael Jordan's son doing coke that bothered me. It was whoever recorded him. That's what bothered me. It was funny. Like there used to be a time when I first got to LA where people had cell phones, but nobody had iPhones. So you couldn't just record people. It was funny because I was talking to I was with Martin Lawrence Saturday in Biloxi and his brother Robert. I might have shared this story before, but I'll share it again. Robert's been with Martin since Martin had the TV show. And I just remember one night, oh my God. Oh shit. It was the same buddy. The same buddy that I just talked about, Michael Jordan dapping him. This is the same dude. I got too many stories about this guy. He was a good friend of mine back in the day. So anyways, we went to I just remember he came up from San Diego and I was in the military, but I was just getting my name out there in LA. I was driving up to LA 4 or 5 times a week. And somehow I got in with like Robert and Martin Lawrence's crew, right? So then Rob, Martin's brother, was like, yo, I'm going to have some people over the house tonight. So my buddy from San Diego was there, and I said, yo, man, we're going to go over. I kind of name dropped. I go, Martin's brother, Robert, we're going to go over his house tonight, man. Come over to San Diego. I said, bring some girls. So he brought 3 of the ghettoest chicks I think I've ever seen in my life. As soon as they got out of the car, I go, whoa. I need girls with W-2s, not these girls. I just remember we get out of the car. We're at Rob's house, and Rob's got a gate. It's a huge mansion. We go in. Rob doesn't have a lot of people there. Rob's very low-key. And I just remember my old roommate Terrence was with me. My buddy from San Diego drove up with these 3 ghetto chicks. And then Rob's there. As soon as Rob saw him, Rob was like, oh, no, I'm not messing with this. And then Rob kind of disappeared. I don't know where he went. But then now here I am. I felt like I was the chaperone for the night. My buddy Terrence, he's drinking the brown liquor, and it's going down too fast. I go, oh, this ain't going to end well. So now Scott is, oh shit, I just gave his name out, my buddy. Scott is just kind of running around, happy to be in the house, and he's got feeding these girls drinks and stuff. And then I just kept following the 2 girls around. Like I got them outside finally, and they were in the backyard, and Rob had his backyard looked like a park. And I just remember this girl's like, oh, shit. Yeah, this how my shit gonna be. And I remember looking at her like, you better take a picture because you're never going to see nothing like this as long as you live. Unless your head game's crazy. That's the only way you're getting a house like this. You better be able to suck start a Harley because it ain't going to be from your looks. And it ain't going to be from your vibe. I'm just letting you know. So I felt like they kept separating, though. The three girls kept separating. So I'm chasing one, trying to rein them in, right? Thank God, after about an hour and a half, 2 hours, my one buddy Terrence kind of passed out. I wake him up, and we all head back to Terrence's place. And we're all going back there. So we got these three ghetto chicks. I got my buddy from San Diego. I got Terrence and me. So guy to girl ratio, that's a good guy. 3 guys, 3 girls. We get back to Terrence's place. It wasn't even his place. It was Guy Torrey's townhouse. So Terrence was kind of standing there. Guy Torrey was shooting Ride, the movie with Snoop and Malik Yoba. He was shooting that in Jacksonville that summer. So I was sleeping on his couch for a long time when I would come over from San Diego. And I just remember we get back, and now I feel like I can let my guard down. Okay. I don't think nothing's missing from Rob's house. I was on the run all weekend. The whole night, just after one girl, trying to find another girl. It just looked like they were going to take something. I just had a feeling. And then they leave. Next morning, I wake up. I'm going through Guy's place, and I'm doing inventory. And I look up, and on top, in his kitchen, on top of the cabinets, Guy had these 3 Hershey Kisses the size of somebody's head. They were huge. I look up. There's only 2 of them. I said, wait a minute. There was 3 there yesterday. There's 2. I call my boy in San Diego. I go, yo, I think those girls took something from Guy's place. He goes, huh? He goes, no. They didn't take nothing. I was with them all night. I was like, they took something, bro. I said, yo, the Hershey Kisses. Guy's got these big Hershey Kisses on top of his kitchen cabinet or kitchen. What do you call it? Not the cabinet. Yeah, the cabinet. Top of the kitchen cabinets. Hershey Kisses. My boy goes, oh shit. He goes, man, I woke up this morning. There's all kind of chocolate in the back seat of my car. I was like, those motherfuckers. They had to get something. I'm actually in awe. How did they climb on the counter and grab a Hershey Kiss? It had to be I had to go to the bathroom, or I turned my head for a second, but somebody had to be looking at me to make sure I wasn't looking before they took the Hershey Kiss. And I'm going, how'd they do it? I was almost in awe, that they got away with it. So, yeah, that was when I saw Robert with Martin this weekend. We brought it up and we was chopping it up about that night. He goes, I remember that night. So I wonder what those girls are doing nowadays. That was 20 years ago. Yeah, it was just a different time, man. That first year in L.A. was something different for me, especially being from a small town in Ohio and then join the military and just kind of insulate it. And then you get to L.A. and you kind of see everything. Yeah. So, yeah. So that was that story. So, all right, y'all. I don't know if you could tell. It's really hot in this podcast studio that I'm recording. I don't know what happened to AC here, but it's baking, and I just felt that single stream of sweat go down my back. That's when you know it's coming. So I'm gonna go over my schedule again. Then we're gonna wrap this up, because what you ain't gonna do, you ain't about to see me sweating like what happened to Gary. Is he going through menopause? No, I'm not. So this weekend, for the first time, I'm in Tacoma, Washington at Nate Jackson's Super Funny Comedy Club. And shout out to Nate Jackson, man. We got to chop it up in Shreveport. He's just a cool guy. And he literally was I called him when Matt Rife took off about a year and a half ago. And Matt Rife took off TikTok and doing the videos and stuff like that. And Nate said, yeah, he called Matt and was like, how'd you do it? And Matt gave him the blueprint of what to do with the crowd work and stuff like that. And now Nate's selling crazy amount of tickets. In fact, I got my New Year's Eve show every year in Dallas. Well, I don't know when tickets are going on sale, but we got our lineup for this year at the Texas Trust Theater in Grand Prairie. We got myself, as always, my boy T-Row from Pittsburgh. We got Miss Pat. We got Nate Jackson. We got Lavelle Crawford. And we got J.J. Williamson. So we got a stacked, funny lineup. So we got Nate locked in, which is good. So I was talking to him about my New Year's Eve show. So that's why he's doing mine. So I'm going to do his club. So I'm excited. I've never been there before. I heard it's beautiful. And then next week, Hartford, Connecticut. I ain't been there in like 3 years. 3 years. Hartford Funny Bone there inside the mall. And then I'm at Helium in Philly. And then Hawaii. You can find me at the Mai Tai Bar at the Royal Hawaiian every night before and after my show. If you want to run into me, not at the show, that's where I'll be. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I will be at the Mai Tai Bar every day. It's my favorite bar in the country, by the way. And then, like I said, September 9th, for the first time ever, I'm in Kona. Never been there before. And then Greensboro, Richmond, Virginia Beach, Dayton. Let me see. Where's my October things? I'm in San Francisco, October 11th to 12th. Cleveland, 18th through the 20th. Columbus, 25th through the 27th. As you can see, I do my schedule kind of according to the Bengals schedule so I can make the most games possible. So, I'm in Cleveland when the Bengals play the Browns. I'm in Dayton when the Ravens play in Cincinnati. So we kind of time it right. What's funny is, though, I'm in Baltimore at Maryland Live at the casino November 2nd, and then the Bengals play on Thursday night, November 7th. I'm not going to stay for the week, but I am coming back for that game. Ain't missing that one. So football's almost back. It's a great time of year. Oh, it's the best. August isn't the best time. August is like the tease. But then come September, then when football starts, that's when it's on and popping. All right, y'all. Well, we'll see y'all next week. And this is Gary with the Get Some Podcast.